prevent cancer, the University of Colorado Boulder is launching a study to see if there are measurable health benefits of community gardening. Previous research that shows that gardeners report significantly higher ratings of mental and physical health. So they actually got a grant from the American Cancer Society, almost $1 million, to put together this 3-year trial study. And what they're doing is they're going in and putting 160 different community gardens in all around Denver. And some of the spots are little low-income areas too. So it'll be interesting to see what they find. But Esme, we know that there are these health benefits. This study is about finding the why behind it.
Right. I actually think the important piece of this is the community, because I think if you are out there getting to know your neighbors, working with your neighbors, not only do you have the benefit of this fabulous fresh produce, but in terms of a mental health benefit, it's enormous. And I think just those community binds and ties are so important in being established.
And I think, too, in those areas where maybe you have some higher crime rates or higher violence rates, getting to know your neighbors in that way could be beneficial in other ways. But, Allie, you can't ignore the health benefits that come from eating fresh produce, because they say that people who do garden eat a lot more healthy fruits and vegetables than people who don't.
Well, yeah, some of the research was saying that your serving size goes up. So the amount of servings that you have in a given day, if you garden, goes up by at least, I believe, 1 serving size. And I've done stories on some of the nonprofits here in the Twin Cities, in St. Paul and North Minneapolis, and even a community garden over in Uptown, and they have found that getting these vegetables, getting these options for fresh produce actually has increased some of the people in what they're eating, and maybe exposes them to even some vegetables that they've never even tried before.
Plus, it's fun. You garden, Jason. I
do garden.
This year.
Yeah.
It's a good experience outside.
You know, you're going to eat more for sure, because what else are you going to do with all this stuff?
But also, how about your kids, though? I mean,
it's good to get. Yeah, I mean, they're, Esme, you remember.
But they water the plants.
But I think these school gardens, for example, have been shown that when kids get involved and do the gardening themselves, then maybe you should make them do it.
So the why is, yes, so many chores for them to do. Mow the lawns, Seth, by the way. So the why of this is fascinating, because the veggies, okay, that's part of it, but that's not going to be, you know, eating the veggies that you grow in your garden.
No, and this is not just grow it in your own garden.
It's the community garden. I think getting outside, especially in urban areas where people are, the research shows people aren't outside as much.
Right.
I think that could be huge. My only caution on this is that the research on food deserts, there used to be this idea that in the inner cities, people didn't have access to fresh produce.
And still don't.
And they still don't. There are these food deserts. They're not close to full-service grocery stores. They have corner shops.
They don't have produce at
Well, there's been an effort even here in Minneapolis to introduce produce into corner shops, and it's been, I hate to say it, but it's been a failure.
Yeah.
Because people are still not buying the produce, partially because of the cost of it, but partially because they just don't want to, they don't want it. They don't want to eat it. And so you say, okay, just providing access to community gardens, there's got to be more.
Right. They have to be actually doing it, because I think if they're actually doing it, they're gardening.
You take
they
pride
get exposed
in your work.
to it, and then maybe they want to cook the food.
I think Esme's right, though. The community aspect of it, that solves a lot of problems.
Absolutely.
So it's, what college was this from again, though?
University of Colorado Boulder.
And we'll have to see.
I'm highly skeptical of that school.
Well, the study's starting. We'll have to revisit this.
You know who came out of that school, Esme?
Yes, there you go.
And Frank Fasolero.
How's your garden coming along, Tyler?
It died. It's dead now. That's okay.